Don't forget to subscribe, like, and share this video, and tell us in the comments what you think of this great love story between Margrethe and Henrik. At the heart of the Danish monarchy, a unique love story has marked several generations. That of a young princess, who became queen, who fell in love with a French aristocrat of subtle charm and refined intelligence. Margrethe of Denmark, today an emblematic figure of European royalty, shared more than 50 years of her life with an extraordinary man, Henri de Laborde de Montpezat, who became Prince Henrik of Denmark. Their union, both poetic and tormented, constitutes one of the most human and complex chapters of the modern Danish monarchy. This tale is not just the story of a royal marriage, it is the story of a sincere love, confronted with rigid traditions, profound cultural differences, and often thwarted personal ambitions. Henrik was born on June 11, 1934, in Talence, near Bordeaux, into an aristocratic French family. From an early age, he distinguished himself by his intellectual curiosity and his taste for foreign languages and cultures. He spent part of his childhood in Indochina, then a French colony, where his father was living. This cosmopolitan youth forged in him a plural identity and a keen eye for cultural differences. After studying in Paris, Hong Kong, and Vietnam, he embarked on a diplomatic career. It was while serving in the French Ministry of Foreign Affairs, at the French Embassy in London, that he met the woman who would change the course of his life, Margrethe of Denmark. She was then heir presumptive to the Danish throne, a learned young woman with a passion for archaeology, history, and culture. Their encounter was discreet, almost banal. But very quickly, something indefinable connected them, a shared taste for the arts, a subtle sense of humor, a shared vision of the world. Their relationship develops in the shadows, away from prying eyes. Margrethe, aware of her duties, knows that any personal choice will have a public impact. Yet she didn't back down. In 1967, she married Henri de Laborde de Montpezat, who renounced his French nationality, converted to Lutheranism, and took the title of Prince of Denmark. He became Henrik, a Danish name for a Danish life. From the beginning, their marriage was marked by compromise. Margrethe was destined to become queen. Henrik had to adapt to a vague role, unprecedented for a man of his stature. He was neither king nor regent. He became the prince consort, an honorary figure, often relegated to the background. This ambivalent position, between official recognition and personal frustration, would weigh heavily on the couple's balance. But in private, their bond remained strong, nourished by deep affection, mutual admiration, and a lasting complicity. Henrik is a man of letters, a poet. He published several collections, in Danish and French, blending melancholy, love, and philosophical reflections. He loves gastronomy, hunting, dogs, and Danish nature. He is also involved in cultural and artistic causes. But as the years pass, a simmering tension sets in. He suffers from his public invisibility and the lack of institutional recognition. He openly expresses his frustration at not being king, at always being second in command. In 2002, he shocked the Danish press by abruptly leaving an official event and retreating to France, feeling humiliated. Denmark then discovered a wounded man, on edge, torn between his love for his wife and his resentment toward the court. Margrethe, for her part, always maintains a measured attitude. She protects her husband as much as she protects the monarchy. Their love is not a facade. It is real, rooted, but it does not protect them from the clashes of royal life. Despite differences, crises, and criticism, they remain united. Their two sons, Frederik and Joachim, bear witness to an upbringing marked by rigor and culture. Henrik passed on to his children a love of the French language, an openness to the world, and an artistic sensibility. In the autumn of his life, Henrik chose to step away from royal duties. In 2016, he announced that he no longer wished to be buried alongside his wife in Roskilde Cathedral, a powerful symbolic gesture that moved the country. This widely commented decision was interpreted as the ultimate expression of his frustration. But it also reflected a free personality, true to his convictions. In 2017, he retired permanently from public life. In September, the court announced that he was suffering from dementia. Margrethe continued to reign with dignity, but at his side, a growing absence grew. On February 13, 2018, Henrik passed away at Fredensborg Palace. Denmark was in mourning. The Queen lost her companion, her silent, sometimes rebellious, but always loyal ally. At his funeral, the emotion was palpable. Margrethe appeared dignified, but distraught. She chose to respect her husband's wishes. He was not buried in the royal necropolis, but in the palace gardens, beneath a symbolic monument, blending stone and nature. This choice illustrates both the singularity of their love and the complexity of their journey. Even today, Margrethe speaks of Henrik with tenderness and humor. She speaks of his anger, his dreams, his poems. She has never denied this story, nor tried to smooth it over. Their union remains one of the most human chapters in Danish royal history. She embodies the power of love in the face of the rigidity of institutions, the strength of the marital bond beyond conflicts, and the beauty of silent compromises. The couple they formed was unlike any other. They were complementary, but never identical. Margrethe, rigid and methodical; Henrik, whimsical and passionate. Their relationship was one of light and shadow, of eloquent silences and endless conversations. They chose each other, without naivety, fully aware of what this entailed. And they remained faithful to that choice, even when protocol clashed with pride, even when the role overwhelmed the man. Henrik was never king, but in Margrethe's heart, he always was. And in Danish memories, he remains a unique figure, touching, sometimes irritating, but profoundly human. Their love story transcends titles, traditions, and controversies. It is, at its core, that of two people who tried to reconcile their love with the demands of a throne. Their legacy doesn't reside solely in court archives or official speeches. It lives on in the words of Henrik's poems, in Margrethe's gaze, in the memories shared by their sons. It remains in this singular tomb, far removed from the codes, where a free man rests, alongside a queen who loved him. As Margrethe continues her reign with the same energy, the Danes remember Henrik's discreet smile, his unexpected remarks, his silhouette in the Fredensborg gardens. And one wonders, would history have been different if the prince had been king?